Yeah, that's hard to say. I mean, I think back to, I can only speak on that for myself, but I would say that there's, when I was in my peak performance, there's a lot of things that I didn't know why I was the way that I was or perform. I didn't know there was a lot of self-awareness that still needed to happen and still does need to happen, even, for me today. But I think sometimes we're just everything's just instinctual and we're just like, well, I don't know. That's why I think when you said, do people just relax and after they compete and there's this like deep breath and opportunity to just sit back and relax. And that would be great if we could do that and then have that period of reflection to really break everything down about, the performance we just had or understanding why our mindset was
Are you
a
saying
certain
that
way.
don't do that?
No, I'm saying that I can, like I said, I can only speak to myself. I didn't do that when I was in my, like that was sometimes the pace of things is just so fast. You're just already thinking about the next thing. And, you might have a coach that helps you realign your training goals or, your day-to-day focus. But sometimes I see this in my clients a lot too, but there's so much in our day. Our days are so full that oftentimes we're not setting aside that time to find that clarity and understand ourselves. And that's, I try to bring that in with nutrition because, right, knowing how being really in tune with the body is such an important component of giving your body what it needs. If you're not listening to the signs and the signals that your body's giving you, and you can't interpret how you're feeling, like we have all these fancy gadgets and data trackers that tell us things. But if we're so disconnected from our bodies and recognizing the feedback that we're getting just by feeling, just by having a clear mind, we're missing such a big piece of the equation. And that's what I try to really help my clients hone in on. And that's obviously very important to me as well. So I'd say over the years, that's become a much greater emphasis for me, both as an athlete, as an individual, and as a coach.